Oh, and it's been a long journey, some ups and some downs, but you're through to the World Cup final. How does that sound? How do you feel?
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool and it feels pretty good. I think the performance in the last 3 games, I think we've got better and better as a group. We talked before the tournament that we would have to do that in order to get to semi-final and final and actually be contenders. So I think today was, I suppose, a step further in the performance, and adding on the 2 that we've built on already. I think it was important that we did that.
You said you wanted to play with smiles on your faces and embrace the moment. Did you do that?
Oh, I think we did, absolutely. Everybody out there on the field and even in the change room loved every ball that was bowled. There was no lack of commitment, application, and we had a bit of a day out, which is it's cool when it happens like that, particularly when the bowlers bowl like that. It's awesome.
A year ago to the day, England were locked out the semi-final of the Football World Cup. Is it coming home?
Wouldn't get too carried away yet. It's obviously a very exciting time for everybody and ourselves included. I think giving ourselves the opportunity for Sunday's final is brilliant. We'll be giving it everything we can in order to try and win that game.
And just finally for me, Jason Roy, obviously very disappointed with his dismissal. Is there any danger that he could be banned for the final?
I doubt it. I actually didn't see exactly what happened. I was on the toilet, ironically. So I've heard what happened, but I can't imagine it would be. No.
We'll go to our left.
Owen, it's unlikely that you would have had to endure any of these horror movie semi-final defeats that everybody talks about in England in the 90s and the 2000s. So do you understand this whole apprehension and cynicism around England about knockout games at all?
I think we're quite cynical people who never quite give people credit when it's due. There's always a different side to it. We grow up around it, it's the way we are, and we sometimes enjoy it too much. I think us as a team, we've learned to enjoy ourselves, particularly days like this, even if they don't go well. If you'd offered us the position to play in a final the day after we were knocked out of the 2015 World Cup, I'd have laughed at you.
We've got Dean at the back and then Will at the front here.
In 4 years of planning and preparation, you've had some great moments along the way, but do you feel as though you kind of saved the best for the game that was the most important, that was your most complete performance of the 4 years?
I think close to. I think particularly the bowling unit. When you perform like that, you continue to take wickets along with a little bit of luck, but we were quite persistent in the lengths that we bowled, stuck to our plans managed to work even when Smith and Carey started to dominate and grow in the partnership that they did. We found something, an opportunity. We didn't drop a catch on Adil, which is great. Allowed him to build momentum and build confidence, and he bowled brilliantly.
Will, on the right.
Is that the blueprint for how you'd like your team to sort of embrace Sunday? I mean, you lost for toss, but came out and really flew out the blocks and looked like you enjoyed yourself all day.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Sunday's not a day to shy away from. It's a day to look forward to, much like today. We've created the opportunity to play in a World Cup final. It'll be a matter of the same. Again, trying to produce everything that we can performance-wise, but enjoy the day.
Owen, did Johnny pick up an injury when he was batting, and if so, what was it and how bad is it?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was, but he seemed to move all right after it. So it's not very concerning. I don't think it might be a niggle. We don't know, obviously, until he be scanned. But after it, he seemed to move well. So it's a good sign.
Owen, was that the best Adil's bowled in this tournament? And why do you think he hasn't quite had the wickets that we might have expected so far?
Yeah, I thought he bowled well against Pakistan up to a period, probably the period where the catch was dropped. That obviously gets you down a little bit as a bowling unit. I don't think we fielded well and supported him within the group. And today I thought we did really well. The pitch offered a little bit, but his variation I thought was brilliant.
Right, the final's going to be on free-to-air TV. The whole nation's going to be behind you at last. It feels like. How exciting is that as a personally and as a team?
Very cool, particularly given 2005 Ashes for me was sort of the day cricket became cool. throughout the whole summer. The day was on the front and back page of every newspaper going around. Everybody was talking about it, and that is really good for the game. And it's the game I love, so it's great news that it's on free to air.
On Adelaide 2015 and now Edgbaston 2019, could you please talk about this turnaround, or I should rather say the renaissance in English white ball cricket in these 4 years, for you as a captain personally and as a team?
Yeah, it's been in process for the last 4 years. In 2015, we were way off the mark. We struggled against the top teams and actually the teams that sat below that. So there was quite a drastic change in the way that we played and the way that we looked at playing our 50-over cricket. That has worked out extremely well for us, and given the support that we've had throughout the ECB, the backroom staff, as players, we've taken that, I suppose, as far as we can so far.
Television cameras appear to show that in the England dressing room there was a large board with sort of signatures and messages. Were they personalised? Would you be able to talk us through those?
Yeah, so I'm trying to think when it was. Before the Pakistan series, myself and the head coach went into the ECB offices and did a live stream Q&A with sort of an internal one with all the ECB staff, either watching online or in a room at one of the Lord's stands. It was an opportunity for us to launch a marketing campaign, answer questions, but also unite us a little bit. 50-over cricket has always taken a back seat to T20 cricket and particularly Test match cricket. So involving everybody, making sure they appreciate the work that they do behind the scenes is extremely important for us, because particularly the social media stuff and all the online stuff, the guys absolutely love it, particularly the young guys. So we launched the Express Yourself campaign that day, and it went really well. Sorry, they gave us the big cardboard cutout of Express Yourself. We signed it, absolutely everybody signed it, and then basically said thank you in their messages and sent a picture, and that will be going back to the ECB offices at the end of the tournament.
So it's like a thank you from you and the team to the ECB?
Absolutely, yeah.
Julian.
Yeah. Owen, did you have a chance to see any of them New Zealand's win over India, and what are you expecting from them on Sunday?
Yeah, I did. I watched actually most of it right up until I suppose we trained yesterday. A great game of cricket. I thought India were completely done and dusted after the early wickets that New Zealand took. They bowled extremely well and took their opportunities. I think New Zealand throughout the whole tournament have been probably the hardest side to beat and the best side in the group stages. I think their performance in the semi-final was probably their best. They're going to be a very difficult side to beat on Sunday. So yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Stefan, we'll take a few more. Stefan here.
You talked about how good it is that the final's going to be on free-to-air television. Is there an awareness from you and the team that what you've done today and what you might do on Sunday is bigger for the game in this country than just you lifting the World Cup?
I don't think there will be an understanding of that until probably after the tournament, and even then it'll take some time. When guys go home in various pockets during the tournament, they sort of get a glimpse of it, maybe being recognised more than they would. I think that's probably going to step up quite a lot when guys go home at the end of the tournament.
How important was it to stay calm after that loss to Australia earlier in the tournament to sort of keep the confidence there? And I suppose, was there anything that you picked up from that game specifically in terms of how to beat them, plans for bowlers or batsmen or anything like that?
Not really. We know each other inside out as a team. I think highlighting the underriding factor that we were carrying something around, and it was from the previous game against Sri Lanka, and to get rid of any baggage that we might have been carried into that game. I thought the Australia game at Lords, we underperformed and weren't good enough. That can happen on any given day. That's performance related. I think the way we played against Sri Lanka wasn't naturally performance related. It was actually due to our application and our attitude.
Two more, Rory in the corner, and then John here at the front.
Owen, have the boys earned a beer tonight, or with the turnaround, have you had to put them on ice?
No, they've definitely earned a beer or a glass of wine. Definitely.
Last one here at the front. Just wait for the mic.
the way you guys thrashed Nathan Lyon and Mitchell Stark, does that give you sort of special satisfaction considering they're top class bowlers who have troubled your team and possibly every team in the world in the past?
They're a very strong side with a lot of top class bowlers. Obviously, Stark's had a very good tournament, and Nathan Lyon's an exceptional Test match bowler that can have a good day any day. I think the way that we took advantage of conditions, we batted well on a very good batting wicket, suited us, and we can have bad days where it doesn't come off, but we stuck to the way we play, and that was satisfying.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.